Welcome back to the Esthetic Knits Podcast. My name is Shaylyn. I am an esthetician in Southern Ontario, Canada, and this is just my little spot to just talk about my knitting and things I'm working on, things I've finished, and some of the acquisitions I have acquired, which is sometimes more than it should be. Alright, so I'm gonna take a nice sip from my bevy before we get going. I hope you have a beverage as well, some of your knitting. We can just sit and chat. I just have a tea in my mug that my mom got me that says "Some Like It Hot Chocolate." I don't really drink hot chocolate, but it's a good size mug. I never seem to be able to finish a mug of tea, so that's a good size. Alrighty, so we will get started with my finished items. I have quite a few because it has been a little bit of time. It is midway through January. I think the last time I did it was like early December, so we got a little bit of time. So Christmas has passed, and I did a lot of knitting during the holiday season, that is for sure, so hence the number of whips that I have. First, this one's a beast. So I've been working on this one for a very long time. So it's the half and half wrap. It's a free pattern from Purl Soho, and it's so nice. Oh shoot, you can see. I guess I didn't weave that end in. That's fine. So this yarn is Red Door Fibre Studios fingering weight yarn in Horse Girl, which is this mauve color with flecks of green and brown. I loved knitting with this. It's always so exciting when you get one of the little flecks. You're like, oh, it's happening. And then the other half of it is, again, Red Door Fibre Studios fingering weight in Fine is Great. So the Horse Girl one is from the Kenyarn Camp collection that a bunch of indie dyers were involved with, and then the Fine is Great color is from the Akatar A Court of Thorn and Roses collection. I've never actually read the books, but the collection was so nice that I might have to. So this was a lot of knitting, that is for sure. I think I did it in the bigger size, sorry, the big size. There's big and bigger, and I did mine in the big. So I also added an I-cord edging to it. Oh, that looks so nice. That looks beautiful. And I did German short rows instead because they're just a lot easier. And yeah, it was, I'm gonna end up knitting another one of these because it's just a really nice like palette cleanser if you're working on something complicated and you just want to work in garter stitch for a little bit. And then the I-cord and the short rows kind of keeps it interesting too, so it's not super boring. But this one was definitely one of them potato chip knits where I'm like, just one more row, just one more row. And then again, the little fleck colors really made it. Oh, it looks so nice from far away. Oh man, not that it doesn't look good close up, but oh, I'm such a fan. I've been wearing it just around the house. It isn't like the biggest size. I think next time I want to knit the bigger one. I just didn't know if I was gonna have enough yarn because it said it needed like 3 balls of 100 gram skeins, and I only had 2, so I just wanted to make sure of that. I think I increased the needle size as well, and I did 3.75, I believe. I can't remember what the pattern said to use, but and it's nice, it's got like a nice drape to it. So I've just been wearing it like an old lady on my shoulders. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I didn't say the contents of the yarn. So the yarn is 100% superwash merino. I haven't been using a lot of superwash lately, but I've been getting more into the rustic yarns, but this is just so nice. So yeah, I've been definitely wearing that kind of more as a scarf too, just tied around my neck, and it's so soft and lovely, and I just can't believe I friggin' finished it. Oh my god, it took forever. Alrighty, and next, oh, I didn't mention what I'm wearing. because it's also a recent finished object. So this is cardigan number 6 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and it's so lovely. I don't know, I'll just try and hold it up for you. So it's a mohair cardigan. I used 3 strands of Drops Kid silk for this, and it's just got a really nice ribbing lace pattern, and I really like the construction of the button band. I haven't added buttons to this yet. I don't know if I will, and I also haven't added the buttonholes, and again, I don't know if I will. I'm not really one to like button up my cardigans a lot, but that actually doesn't look too bad. I'll see. It is a little bit itchy, I find. It's kind of good to wear with like a long sleeve. It's kind of resting against the back of my neck, and it's a little bit prickly, but also I haven't blocked and washed it yet. I just kind of have been wearing it a bunch. What else to say? Oh yeah, it has kind of like a more balloon sleeve, so there's no increases in the sleeve, and then the ribbing. I guess I probably shouldn't talk too much about the pattern since you do have to pay for it, but this was really fun to knit. I really enjoyed it. I think I also I used twisted rib for a lot of this, just because I really like how it makes the ribbing look. I think it just looks so neat and pretty, and I'm glad I did that because it looks nice. So yeah, again, I've just been wearing this around the house a lot, kind of with a long sleeve underneath, and it just looks so fancy. I'm a big fan. What else can I say about this? I got my notes. Yeah. Oh, sorry, the Drops Kid silk was in the color light beige, and it's looking pretty pink, or kind of like more of a pinky tone, but when I got it, it looked very gray. So I guess it just depends on the different lighting that you're in. But the bright light makes it look nice. This is one of my favorite tops, and I think the two look very nice together. You know. Yeah, I think I might end up taking this off though, because I am sweating like crazy. Oh, the sun is just like beating down, and I don't even know what temperature it is, but we got a dumping of snow yesterday. Oh my god, it's probably like 2 feet of snow, and I'm not even joking about that. So it seems like all of Southern Ontario shut down yesterday. So I had a doctor's appointment, and they were like, you don't need to come in. I was like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Fibre in my mouth. Alrighty. And then what do we want to do next? I didn't use my sock blockers for this, I apologize. But I finished the Shell Cottage socks. They're so cute. I really like this pattern. The yarn is Kenyarn's Cirrus fingering weight in the color The Magician. And oh, it's just so beautiful. I love the pattern. So it's white cream with flecks of rainbow colors in it, and it's just such it has so many flecks. The thing I don't like about certain variegated yarns is when like it's not variegated enough and you just get like the occasional one, but this one is just so nice. I think I knit this in the medium size. This was my first, oh yeah, the pattern's by Helen Stewart, and this was the first time using her patterns. I bought kind of a collection of about 6 of them because I've just been on a sock knitting kick recently, and I don't really love how her patterns are written. They're kind of in like chart form, which I find kind of interesting. It just like, it very much, I guess chart isn't the right word. It's in table format, and it kind of holds your hand a lot, and I don't really prefer that. I kind of, this pattern was really easy to memorize, and I didn't need to have my hand held through the entire pattern. But other than that, I'm gonna knit more for patterns because I just really like the shell shape. See a little close up. Just so cute. And yeah, it's a very simple pattern to memorize. I'm so excited to wear these. These are I think these are superwash merino and nylon as well, so they are great for socks. And I'm excited to put them on my feet, though they are more of a lace sock, so they may not be good for the season that we are currently in, which is deep, deep winter. But yeah, they're cute. I never know what to say at the end. I'm like, yeah, they're cute. I don't think I have anything else to say about these socks. I think I may have gone up a half or like a quarter needle size just because I like knitting my socks on 2.75 millimeters. Don't know why. It's just what I like to do. And yeah. Alrighty. And next, oh, this one's nice. This one's a good one. Another of my favorite things, knitwear pattern. So this is Balaclava #1, and oof, it's beautiful. I was in Montreal for Christmas this year, and my brother lives really close to Maison Tricotee, and that just changed my world. So my brother actually took me there as Christmas gift and said, just pick whatever you want. He's a good boy. He's a great boy. He knew what I wanted. And then I ended up going back to spend some of my own money because I'm ridiculous. But I had intended that I wanted to knit this pattern, and I wanted to knit it in the Knitting for Olive. I didn't do it in the cashmere. This pattern is recommended to do it in the compatible cashmere, I think is what it's called. But I just did it in the merino held with the soft silk mohair, and it's so lovely. I think I used the color Powder for the merino, and then rose clay for the soft silk. I really want to get more of the rose clay because the color is just so beautiful. And I think the two colors kind of separately were a little bit different, but when they came together, they just look so nice. You can see like a little bit of a marling happening, but I think it's so lovely. And am I gonna try and put it on and mess up my hair? We shall see. The fit is great. I did knit a little bit longer than I had anticipated, so it kind of flips over a little bit, but I never thought I'd be a balaclava kind of person, but I think it's pretty cute. And yeah, it's so soft. When they say soft silk mohair, they mean it. It's so lovely, especially since it's up against my neck. There is a bit of like a buffer with my hair because I have so much hair, but it's not itchy at all. And I'm so excited to be wearing it, or to wear it this winter. Yeah, I cast this on, this was a very quick knit up. I cast it on Christmas, no, on Boxing Day. It was on Boxing Day. And then I think I had finished it by like, what is it, like the December 30th or something. It was super quick. It also just like, it's so easy to knit up and it's so much fun. The construction is just really cool. I won't go into details with that again because it's a paid pattern, but I just think it's so lovely and soft and pretty. So yeah, again, it's like you can use, it doesn't require a lot of yarn, so I used 50 grams of the merino by Knitting for Olive, and then like 25 grams of the soft silk mohair, and I still have a little bit of both left over. Not like really enough to make anything with it, but just add that to the scrap pile. So yeah, I'll probably just mess my friggin' hair up. There we go. So yeah, that is that. I feel like I'm in a crazy mood right now. I don't know what's going on, but anyway. And I think this is my last finished object. Yeah. So I realized in December that I had lost like one of all of my mittens, which was so annoying. So I was like, crap, I need to knit myself a pair. And I had some worsted weight Wool of the Andes KnitPicks yarn. So I ended up knitting the Treehouse Mittens by Melody Hoffmann. There we go. And they're so cute. I wonder if this is the good one. I feel like everyone who knits understands that, like, if you're knitting like socks and mitts or stuff, there's one of them's good and one of them's like, eh. I think, no, this is the good one. So yeah, it was intended for fingering weight yarn. I increased the needle size and just used worsted weight because I wanted to get like a really dense fabric since I don't want wind to be coming through. And they're very warm. They also have like a really nice long cuff that you can fold up, and it's so nice. Again, since I changed the needle size and the weight, they ended up a little bit longer than what my hand actually is. So even with that, I still decreased sooner than the pattern had recommended. It's not too bad when I stretch my hand out real good. But yeah, they have these just little tree patterns, which I think are so cute. And it's pretty intuitive. After doing the first mitt, I kind of memorized it and didn't really have to refer to the pattern too much. These are felting already, but they do get wet a lot. They're my go-to gloves for when I am sweeping the snow off my car. So, and yes, so they're KnitPicks Wool of the Andes yarn in the color Shire Heather. And I just love this color. I just think it's so nice, especially with the trees. It is green, but you can also see flecks of teal in it, which I think is so special. I have become addicted to KnitPicks yarn, and it's an addiction that won't stop. But I have 2 more balls of this. I think this took, like, the balls are 50 grams each, so like each mitt took almost 50 grams of yarn. But yeah, it's actually, and I read that it's scratchy. I don't think this is scratchy at all. I guess it's on my hands too. My hands aren't super sensitive, but I just think it's really nice. I'm going to be knitting a sweater, a colorwork sweater, in the KnitPicks palette yarn, which is also the Peruvian Highland wool, which is what this is. And I'm really excited about it. I think it's gonna be really nice. I'm gonna do the Esther Sweater, or is it the Esther Sweater? Or I think it's just called Esther because it's a t-shirt, but I'm just going to extend it and make it long sleeve because I just really love the yoke pattern and I think it's super nice. So yeah, I got my mittens. Yeah, these have had a lot of wear. Alrighty, that is all my finished items. It's a nightmare behind the camera. Let me tell you. I really don't want to show proof of it because that's embarrassing. Alright, so next we are going to work on we're going to talk about my current whips. I don't have as many as I thought I did, which is kind of nice. I feel like I am not very monogamous with my knitting projects, but if I have too many cast on, it really stresses me out because I want to get them all done, but I only have 2 hands, you see. So first item is the School Run Headband by Laura Penrose. I saw this pattern and I thought it was just so cute. Again, a really fast pattern to knit up. It's literally done. I just need to seam it together. When did I finish this? Late December. Have I done it yet? No. I don't know why. I've been having such a hard time like seaming up my stuff, getting myself to seam up my stuff, or even just weaving ends, as you can tell from my half and half wrap. But yes, so I cast this on New Year's Eve, and again, very fast knit. I held 2 strands of WeAreKnitters Finita yarn in beige together, and then so this is the outside, and then it's got the seam in the middle. The seam looks pretty nice. I seamed this part up, but I just didn't seam the other part. Don't know why. But yeah, it's super soft. So the Finita yarn is, I think it's like 30% alpaca and 70% merino. So it's super, super soft. And it's a lace weight, I believe. So I think holding it together was like a sport or like a DK, I believe. So yeah, I love the picot edge. I had never done the picot edge before, and it's so easy. I don't know why I never did it before. So effective, so cute, and it's nice that it's double lined because it's gonna be super warm. This is not intended for me. This is for somebody for Christmas, even though it's mid-January, but we are in tighter lockdown restrictions, so that's my excuse. I really love this pattern. I really love Laura Penrose as well from the Penrose Knits Knitting Pickle podcast. I've been just binging her episodes. She's just so sweet and fun, and I was watching her Vlogmas as well. And her kids are the cutest little babies in the world. So yeah, and she knows how to write a good pattern. So it was very well written. I really enjoyed it. And then this is what I've been giving most of my attention to. So this pattern is the Friday Tee by PetiteKnit. So it is a top-down raglan style sweater, and it has the double lined collar, which I have been loving lately. And then it has the black and white stripes to it. I am knitting it in, again, WeAreKnitters Finita yarn in natural and beige. And then I'm also holding those with the WeAreKnitters Touch Me Mohair, also in natural and in, I said beige, I meant black. Natural and black. And I am intending on making this a full sweater, a full long sleeve sweater, instead of just doing the t-shirt, because it is the Friday tee. And it's so soft. It's like, oh, it's gonna feel so nice against my neck. It's gonna be lovely. I think I increased the needle size just because of the weight of the yarn, since I was holding it with mohair. And it doesn't seem, the gauge, I still got gauge, so that's good. I think I am knitting it in the small size because I want it to be a little bit on the fitted side, but I just think it's gonna be so nice. I think it's gonna be such like a classy piece. It looks very French, you know, like in Paris. I think this was my first experience doing short row shaping in the back neck, so it's nice. You can really tell which side is the front and which side is the back, which I really enjoy. And it was a little touch and go for a bit because doing it with the short rows with the striping was kind of interesting, but I made it through and it looks really good. So I was thinking about doing the like jogless stripes, but because it meets up with the raglan, I don't think it really makes much of a difference. And it is in the back. I don't think anyone's really gonna notice that. So this has been getting a lot of my attention. I'm so excited to wear it. I've been taking so many in-progress photos of it because I'm just so excited about it. I think this is just going to be a great staple piece. This is going to be something that I'm going to want to wear all the time. And again, I really like the WeAreKnitters Finita yarn, as it's known. I have knit 2 other sweaters with it. One, I held the fuzzy yarn, also from WeAreKnitters, with it. And I love how that sweater turned out. And then that was the tri-cable, that was the sheer V sweater by Jessie May, and I wear that one all the time. And then I also knit the tri-cable cardigan by Susan Crawford, again in the Finita yarn, and I find that without holding mohair or like the Surrey alpaca, which I think is what the fuzzy is, it pills quite a bit, but again the sheer V sweater doesn't pill at all. So I have high hopes for this sweater that it doesn't pill, but if it does, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Alrighty, I just don't want to let it go. It's just, I keep like periodically, you know, you love a knit that you're working on and you just keep picking it up and being like, and then like being like, it's not even sheepy because it's merino and alpaca, which are not particularly, well, one's not sheep, but one of them's not a particularly sheepy smelling yarn. But I don't know what it is, I just keep smelling it. There are a lot of balls attached because I'm using, you know, 2 strands of yarn held together for each color, so we gotta hold, gotta make sure they don't get tangled. And is that, no, that's not it. So this is a labor of love. I think I mentioned this one before. So this is the Fair Isle Cardigan by Bruce Weinstein from his Boyfriend Sweaters book. I've knit a bunch of sweaters from that. I have definitely mentioned that before. Again, it's a fair, it's like a color work cardigan that my mother has requested. And I decided, I started knitting it colorwork style, and it's knit in pieces, so you have to purl in colorwork, and I just don't really like doing that. So I decided, like an insane person, to just do duplicate stitch for all of that, and it's a lot of work. So I haven't really made a lot of progress, but so this is the back, and this is the duplicate stitch, triangles on the bottom, and it looks great. I think it looks nice. I think it'll be nice when it's done. I just need to get my ass moving, you know? This was supposed to be for Christmas for my mom. I didn't see my parents for Christmas this year. They're in Florida, and so I have some more time, but I've really been putting it off, and I really need to just, again, get my ass moving. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about, oh, there's so much cat hair on this, but I just don't know how I feel about knitting sweaters in pieces anymore. It just doesn't bring me as much joy as, you know, top down or even bottom up ones. I find I enjoy a lot more. I think I just like knitting in the round. So many hairs. So yeah, I have all the pieces for this cardigan finished. I just need to duplicate stitch, assemble, and then I have to do the collar, and then I gotta sew buttons on it too. So I'm probably at about the 50% mark. Just knitting the pieces is probably about 50% of the work. I didn't mention what yarn this was. This is Wool and the Gang's Super Trouper yarn. It's super wash, and that's kind of why I wanted that just for my mom, so she didn't have to like hand wash it every time. And the colors are, the navy is midnight blue, there is the light blue here, which is duck egg, and then the gray is Moondust gray. That's what it is. So yeah, that's an ongoing thing. I think I have a couple other whips, but I haven't actually been working on them, so there's really no point in me showing them to you again because there's been no progress made. So yeah, we can move on to acquisitions. Since we have passed Christmas, there are a few little Christmas gifts that I received, again, from my brother. He took me to Maison Tricotée in Montreal, and he said, get whatever you want. And I said, no, I'm not gonna get whatever I want because I'll bankrupt you. But I did get some more of the soft silk mohair by Knitting for Olive, and I'm so excited about that. I have 3 skeins of it, but you don't really need to see all of them. So, can you see that? Does the color look okay? Oh yeah, it's kind of similar to my hair actually. Oh, it's a bit darker. But this is the brown bear color, and it's just like a nice warm, actually it's kind of on the cooler side brown, and I have ideas for this. I don't really buy yarn without having an idea of what I want to use it for. But this is, yeah, this is 70% mohair, 30% silk. And I'm going to hold this double with some of the Camilla Vad lamb's wool that I got before Christmas. So I think these two will look super nice together. And I'm intending on doing the Friday slip over. I wanted to do that before I even did the Friday tee, so now I'm gonna be doing so much broken rib. But that's okay. So yeah, so the lamb's wool is 100% lamb's wool from New Zealand. I can't read much of the logo because it is in Danish, but yeah, this is a, I think it's fingering or sport. Wait, I can't really, again, I can't read it. And it's a little bit on the scratchy side. It's definitely woolly wool. And oh, it's in the color fig as well. So just, I think it's kind of like a purpley brown. Again, I think these colors are just gonna look really, really lovely together in a slip over. Two things I never thought I would like, balaclavas and sweater vests, but never say never, because things can change. So I did an order I shouldn't have, and it was from Knitting Loft. They just have so much. I just scroll through their page, which is dangerous because then they make it so easy to buy stuff. But I ordered some Holst Super Soft. I've never used it before, and I've heard really good things about it. I've been watching a lot of Amy Palco's podcasts, and she is a big fan of Holst Super Soft. It's definitely a woolly wool. I hear it softens up really nicely because it does have the spinning oil and some of the dye still in it. The color is coffee, I believe. So, can you see? It's just a really nice warm brown with like lighter flecks of brown in it. And I got 4 skeins of this, and I'm gonna knit a ranunculus with it. My first ranunculus. I usually don't like to use patterns that aren't size inclusive, but I feel like the ranunculus is a little bit different because it's so customizable that you can change the needle size, change your yarn weight, make it bigger or smaller. That's one of my goals for the year, is to, again, use more size inclusive patterns because it's very important. There's no excuse for not writing size inclusive patterns these days. At least that's what I think. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think I've just been in such a brown mood, as you can tell. But I think it's just going to be so lovely. I'm excited to work with it, and I hope that I just fall in love with it the way that Amy Palco does. And then I think I have one more thing. So this was it. I ordered this in the same order from Knitting Loft that I got the whole Super Soft in. So this is the Retrosario Mondim. They're all natural. They're non-superwash sock yarn. So Melody Hoffmann is doing a non-superwash sock knit along this year. And I've never really knit with sock yarn that didn't have nylon in it, so I'm quite interested in it. And I saw this color that is so nice. Did it say what the color is? Oh, it doesn't have a name. It's just excuse me. The color is 304, and it's just such a lovely kind of burgundy rose pink tone. And I think it's going to be really nice. Oh, there's fluff. It's going to be great in a pair of socks. Didn't realize this was sport weight instead of fingering weight. So I usually don't really swatch for socks because, I don't know, why bother? So I was knitting it up, and the fabric is a little more dense than what I had anticipated, and so I ripped it out, so that's why it's kind of a little bit started. But it's actually really, it's definitely like a woolly wool. I wouldn't say it's like the softest thing ever, but I think it's pretty soft. So I'm excited to see how they wear. I think I want to hold some mohair with this just for the heels and the toes, because I have a little bit of the soft silk mohair left over, just to help prolong their wear, because I've heard that helps a lot. So I'm trying to do all the things to make sure that these socks last as long as possible. I don't really have a pattern in mind, but that's okay. I'll figure something out. And yeah. Oh, I didn't bring my books up. Alright, 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Excuse me. I also forgot about a whip that I've been working on quite a lot. I don't know how it was way in the back on my bed. So I'm always knitting a pair of socks. And these ones are with the leftovers from my half and half wrap. So these are the Red Door Fibre Studio fingering weight yarns. And I'm doing a little two-tone because I have this left over, and I thought that they would just make some of the most lovely socks. They are 100% superwash, so they don't have nylon in them, but they're not all natural socks. But I think they're gonna be so cute. Again, I just get so excited whenever I see one with the little flecks of color. You can see it a little bit better on this side. But yeah, I'm trying to do some ankle socks. These are just like a vanilla pattern that's just in my own brain. But yeah, I wanted to do the ankle socks because I didn't know how much yarn I had. And I'm kind of just playing yarn chicken with this. And I think once I get to the second sock, I'm gonna decide if I want to do the same or if I want to do the Fine is Great, this color as the main part, and then this one as the toe, heel, and cuff. Because I kind of like a little mismatched sock, you know, same yarns but kind of swapped. I think that might be kind of fun. But yeah, I'm gonna decide what I want to do once I finish the sock and can kind of figure out how much of this I have left. Because it always sucks when you lose that yarn chicken. I'm the queen of that. It's terrible. But yeah, so my other acquisitions, I bought some knitting books. I haven't done this in a really long time, but I've been watching a lot of Amy Sure Makes podcast, her Thoughtfully Made podcast, and she was recommending some books, so I bought one that she recommended, and then I got another one that I've been having my eye on for quite a long time. So the first one is a beast. I got the Vogue Knitting, the Ultimate Knitting Book. And oh, I just love the smell of a new book. It's just great. So I ordered these in from Chapters because they didn't actually have them. Their knitting section leaves something to be desired, but I understand not everyone is as obsessed with knitting and yarn as I am, so I'll let it slide. But I have been making my way through this book. It's probably going to take a while because again, it's big. It's really big. But I love the photos on the front and the back. I think those colors that they chose are just so lovely. But it has like everything you could ever really need in it. I'm not exactly a beginner, but there's definitely things in here that I haven't done. There's also a section about designing patterns, which I'm very interested in. I don't know if I want to start like selling patterns, because I've never written a pattern before, so I feel like maybe just writing patterns just for myself could be interesting. Also teach me how to just take more successful notes on the things that I have made, because I do take my notes in here, but they could be better, you know. I could always write more information on. And again, I change my patterns. Patterns I buy, I change them a lot, so it'd be nice if I want to reknit that to know exactly how I did it. It's all, you know, very written instructions. It even goes a little bit into yarn fibers, which is really cool. But yeah, there's also a section on mosaic knitting, which I've never done. I think that's another one of my knitting goals for the year, is to find a pattern that is mosaic knitting. Probably The Night Shift by Andrea Mowry. That is on my queue right now because it's just so beautiful. I probably will not be knitting it with spin cycle yarn because that stuff is so expensive, but we can do it a little bit cheaper, at least I think. And it'll just look very nice as well. And my last book is, oops, sorry, 1 second. 52 Weeks of Socks. I got the paperback version because I really wasn't willing to spend like $70 on the hardback because it's kind of expensive. I was looking at the shawl, the 52 Weeks of Shawls one too. And again, it's only in hardcover. So I went with the socks. I've been knitting a lot of socks, so I thought that was the best way to do it. And it's by Lina magazine. Lina? Lane? I'm not really sure. But yeah, it has 52 sock patterns in it. One for every day of the week, which is not what I'm gonna be doing, but they have some incredibly beautiful patterns, and the photos in this are just amazing. I think I've dog-eared pages. I'm a dog-earer on my books. I know that some people think that's blasphemy, but it's my book. I'm gonna do what I want with it. So yeah, I'll try not to show the pattern, but they just have such lovely photos. The stone socks I'm looking into knitting by Tatiana Kalikova. And I think Caitlin Hunter has a pair of socks in here as well that I would really like to do as well. They're pretty simple color work, but yeah, oh, again, it smells so good. Just a really nice book. I think I'm just gonna leave it on the coffee table because I think both of these are just really nice coffee table books as well, but they will definitely get read and get used. So, and yeah, I think that's everything knit-wise that I was going to talk about. So, we do a little knitty chat if you want. I think I have time. I'm going to grab my knitting project and my little IKEA basket. Working on my socks. So, yeah. Where's my other needle? There it is. So yeah, how's everybody doing? What's going on? Life for me has been interesting. This Christmas there was just family stuff going on that wasn't super fun. And then job stuff that wasn't really fun either. So the beginning of 2022 has been, it's been a lot. But I'm hoping after this month, things will improve. Even, halfway through the month, things are starting to get better. I'm taking a course through my local college, which I think is getting me back into the mindset of going back to school, because I think that's a possibility of something I want to do later on in my life. So it's nice to get my brain back into school mode because it has been, 6 years. 6 years? That's crazy. But yeah, so I visited my brother and his partner in Montreal for Christmas because my parents didn't come home for Christmas this year. And it was just such a nice getaway. Like, we didn't even really do much. We barely left the house. Quebec had just started lockdown the day after Christmas, so there wasn't much that we could do, but we mostly just kind of hung around the house, watched a lot of movies, and my brother and his partner, they cook amazing food, so they made me so many lovely meals. It was just such a great reset. And then yeah, not much has been going on. We got a dumping of snow yesterday. Like, again, like 2 feet. My car looks like it's a truck because of the amount of height that the snow has accumulated. I need to go out and do some shoveling today because we have people who plow, but they don't do a very good job. so I need to shovel our side deck and then around the cars, and I need to get all the snow off my car. I think that's one of my least favorite things about living in Canada and winter is just sweeping snow off my car. I just never can factor in how long it's going to take, and it always takes so much longer than you think it's going to. It's always, whenever you're in a rush, that's always when there's like a thick coating of ice on the car, which is always not very fun to get off. Yeah, they tightened restrictions for COVID in Ontario as well. We're not in lockdown, but there's no indoor dining allowed, and places have had to minimize the amount of people in there by like 25%, I think. So honestly, I don't really want to go anywhere these days. It's just been frigidly cold, and I just don't want to leave my house. I have so much yarn and happiness. I've been watching a lot of knitting podcasts. I've been really loving the Creabea podcast. I think she's just so wonderful. She just talks very candidly about knitting, and I really like that. I actually attended one of her Zoom knit nights. It was definitely not night for me. It was like 2:30 in the afternoon. But we went into breakout groups because there was like 70 people. And I got to meet some really lovely people, and we talked for like 2 hours. It was great. Just talking about knitting, and again, I don't have a lot of friends who knit, so it's kind of fun to talk about everybody's preferences, what they like to work on, and there were people from, you know, all over the place. There was 2 girls from Denmark, someone from the UK, there's 2 people from the UK, one from New York, one from Germany, so it was really cool. Oh, my roommate's got a kitten. She's so cute. Her name is Bimini, after Bimini von Boulash. We love drag in this household. We stand drag in this household. So she's so cute. She was so shy when she first came into the house. I have a cat as well, and yeah, Minnie did not really take to Bimini right away, which was interesting, so kind of had to keep them separate for a while. Minnie's just a very independent cat. She, you know, just wants to do her own thing all the time, and the kitten just wants to be up in her business all the time. So it's been a bit of an adjustment, but I think they're getting a lot better. And the kitten and Minnie, they look quite similar, so I think the baby thinks Minnie is her mother. And Minnie does not want that. So yeah, I've mostly just been hanging out with the cats, and it's kind of fun because Bimini likes to cuddle, and my cat does not have time for cuddling. She does not have the want to cuddle, so it's been kind of nice to cuddle the little fluffy girl. So it's definitely a big change going from 1 cat to 2 cats, that is for sure. But it's been fun, and I've been having a good time with it. Alrighty, well, I guess I'll end it here. Thanks so much for watching if you do. I actually have a few views, which is cool. My mom shared my podcast on Facebook, so there's probably a lot of her friends, but... And then one of the girls from Knit Night too posted about it. It was so sweet. It was so funny. She posted a photo of my podcast like on her TV, so it's just me, and I was like, it's so strange seeing myself on someone else's like big screen TV, but it's kind of fun. But yeah, alright, if you want more from me, you can follow my Instagram, which is aesthetic.knits, or you can follow me on Ravelry, which is shaelyno. I will post those below because my name is always interesting to try and spell. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, week, month. Hopefully this year is gonna be good too. I have high hopes. But yeah, I'll take one last drink of my tea and say goodbye. Bye, guys.